Hey guys, it's Ian at SS8000 Cars and welcome to the mess at Frankfurt, where today is the first press day for the Frankfurt Motor Show. Hey guys, we're standing in front of the A45S AMG 4MATIC, and this is a big car for Mercedes because it has only one real competitor, and that's the RS3 Audi. It's a car with over 400 brake horse, 421 HP. It's a four-door car, so it's very practical, plenty of room inside it, and you can see how aggressive they've made it. I mean, it's just a stunning looker. So we come around, we've got the black front splitter, which is obviously dropped and pushed forward for airflow. LED lights, we've got black wheels with the black side decals against the yellow paint of the car itself, and it is beautifully put together, sat in the front and the back. We've got the front sports seats set to me, plenty of room in the back, and then very aggressive at the rear. So you've got the quad exhaust pipes, low rear diffuser, very aggressive rear end of the car. I mean, it just looks the part, doesn't it? I mean, I think it's helped, especially in this light, by being in the yellow. Again, from a practical viewpoint, nice to see not an electric tailgate. It's quite unusual today, which is good because they're trying to keep the weight down on this car quite clearly. But it's a decent sized boot. I mean, I'd say it's about the same size as the Golf, but it's you'd be able to go away with 3 or 4 of you for a week with the right amount of luggage. And everything needs a good proper thud, which I think it's nice that Mercedes have reverted back to producing cars with real quality in mind. This one, I think you can get it without this, but the rear fin obviously helps with the downforce, I suspect, probably by a margin. And this car will probably feel fairly well planted. I'm going to try and get one of these to road test, because I think in the real world there's probably not much more exciting a car out there. I think it's absolutely spot on. I think I was never quite sure about the shape of the A45, but I'm totally convinced that it's a real practical I mean, it's practically, certainly high-level sports car. I suspect it will just go like a scalded cat. And I like cars that are compact. I think that's the big thing for us. We like this genre of car. So really, the four-door Golf R sort of epitomizes to us what a hatchback 5-door car should be. And this hits every button, but it's got an extra 121 HP. So that's obviously going to make it very exciting to drive. I'm sitting in the new A45S, which is the super duper duper twin turbo powerful A45, kicking out 421 HP in what is effectively a fairly small hatch. It's really nice inside, and I'd say definitely a class above the Golf R, although, as you probably know, the A35 has been brought in with 300 odd brake horsepower to compete with the R, so this is definitely a level above it. The only competitor to this would be the Audi RS3. But again, you're confronted with a single dash piece, which is divided into obviously rev counter and speedometer, and then, as is shown at the moment, the infotainment center, but also all the characteristics of the car, from the transmission to how the power is being attributed to the wheels. I like the interior. It just seems to be, to me, to be well put together and thought through. It's a very elegant interior, and I like these dials. I mean, I think they're nice. I mean, they're not as qualitative an item as you might get in a Bentley or Rolls-Royce, but on the other hand, we are talking a different price point here. But still, once you spec one of these, it'll be well over £60,000, so it's not a cheap car. Again, inside we have the mouse type implement here, and to an extent you have some way of controlling it. If Chris can get his camera inside. So I've turned it off from the navigation to, we've got track pace, so setting up which track you want to control, and obviously choose which track you want. They've only got two set up here by the looks of things, both of them the Hockenheimring, but there are two different tracks. But it is interesting. I mean, I'm sure that once you got the hang of this, you know exactly how to manage it. Performance, individual configuration, so you can configure everything really, from go to dynamics, advanced. Is this where you set up your suspension settings, or Sport, Comfort, Sport, or Sport Plus? But it's very intuitive actually, given this is the first time I've done this, and I'm already, you set up your drive, dynamic. I just think this is really a good, nice quality item, and I think it's a good mix between, because a lot of that you can do without taking your eyes off the road, because even if you're looking at this screen here, you're still broadly able to look through the windscreen. I think the touch buttons can be dangerous, and you've got real buttons here. So this is all your climate control, and obviously your heated rear windscreen, recirculation, air conditioning, and syncing it from side to side, because it's obviously set up for climate control on either side of the cabin. Steering wheel's lovely. I mean, really, really lovely. Really like the steering wheel. I'm going to close this up for a minute. So I put my hands like that. It's really nice, the steering wheel. You get a good view of the front through the steering wheel. This button here on the steering wheel, understand, is how to shortcut into setting up your transmission settings and your drive settings, because you have set them all. And I know that there's an individual mode in this as well, so you can take bits of each and set it up the way that you want it to be. So when the car switches on every time, it's immediately going to where you want to be. It's a lovely Alcantara. It's got the center yellow ring, which presumably is to match the outside color of the car. Yeah, I could, even when we replace our Golf R, this is definitely, I give consideration to either the A35, which is slightly less expensive, or if I was feeling extravagant, I would go for one of these. Apparently, the power delivery is immense. It's just so exciting. And I like the fact that it's a four-door car. So we can get 5 across. Again, I'd suggest that you'd be better with 4. But the fact that you've got the sports seats in the front of the car are not confining your space. I've got more space in here than I had in the electric Mercedes that we showed you earlier. There's a considerable amount of room in here.